Good evening and welcome to Weekend Update. I'm your host, Eric Farmer. Today is Saturday, July 25th, 2026. And yeah, it looks like we're having a thunderstorm outside right now. So we'll see what happens here. I might should have waited till after the storm passes over. But hey, we'll take the moisture, right? We'll see what happens. See if we get some lightning and thunder here. Well, we already had a couple strikes of lightning around the area. And yeah, it's really gotten dark outside. So hopefully yesterday we had a hell of a downpour, basically a cloud burst. But it's been dry, man. It's been really dry all week. Like probably one of the driest weeks I've ever seen up here, man. Really, really. And then finally yesterday, the crowds burst. Merit, how you doing? But yeah, so yeah, that's good news though, man. Looks like the monsoon has arrived here finally after one of the driest droughts. Probably the driest drought I've ever seen in my life. I've lived in the Western U.S. all my life. And yeah, I've never seen a drought like this, man. This is ludicrous drought. This is advanced drought. Hey, Eric Salveson, how are you? Good to see you. You guys getting some storms over there? I think you guys are, aren't you? But yeah, it looks like we're getting a storm right now. Yesterday, man, it was hellacious. It was coming down but man, it was well welcomed. Shit, I left my garage door open. I gotta go. Well, there goes some thunder. I gotta shut my garage door. I might even pull my car in the garage. I'll be right back. Jake, come on. Jake, come on. Okay. Whew. I got the car in the garage and the door shut. So, if I get a hailstorm and it destroys my car, I'm fucked. In my house, I'm covered. So I put my car in the garage because you never know. We could get some big hail up here. It doesn't happen very often, but yeah, I've seen some tennis ball size hail here. Like not far from here, one time they had up to almost softball size hail. So yeah, when we get a thunderstorm like this, better to be safe than sorry, man. But yeah, hopefully we'll get another good downpour of rain like we did yesterday, man. We must have got about a half inch of rain in a matter of minutes. It was coming down so hard. But yeah, Jake doesn't want to come in, man. He don't like thunderstorms. I told him to come in, and he's just standing out there. See if I can get him to come in. Come on, Jake. Come on. Come on. No. You know what the hell's wrong with him, man? You know he won't come when I call him. Maybe he's a little bit freaked out. Once it starts raining real hard, though, he'll come in. He don't like the rain. But yeah, what the hell else is going on this week? Holy shit. Craziness this summer. Heat waves, massive thunderstorms, wars with Iran. It's the war season, man. Supposedly we had a good ceasefire going, but that only lasted a couple days. I kind of knew that was going to be the case. The ceasefire was a bunch of bullshit, of course. And now the war is at a height above that it's never been at yet, where they're talking about they're going to be sending troops in, ground troops. I don't know. I hope not, man. No, that would not be good. We don't need to be. But it looks like it's, because Trump is not going to allow Iran to have a nuclear bomb. We must keep Iran from having a nuclear bomb, okay? That's what it's all about. And we must control the Strait of Hormuz. It's a very, very important strait there. It's a very important shipping lane. So, yeah, not good. And now the price of oil is going back up, of course. It was all a bullshit psychological warfare play that he pulled there, right? A bullshit ceasefire, and then instantly escalate the fucking war. But yeah, what do you expect? You think that that war is gonna end? It ain't gonna end. It might go on like the Afghanistan war, like 20 fucking years. You believe that shit? The Afghanistan war was the longest war in American history. Not human history. American history, yeah. 20 years that America was involved in Afghanistan to keep that fucking poppy field safe. See if I can get Jake to come in. Come on. Right. He finally come in. But you notice that while the time when the Afghanistan war was going on, the biggest opioid epidemic in history happened, where millions of people died from opium. And then as soon as fentanyl took over, they ended the war in Afghanistan. Isn't that interesting? And as soon as they got the perfection of mass production of fentanyl, man, that's nasty shit, man. Fentanyl, we're just manufacturing it can kill you real bad. Yeah, it's very, very poison, very, very powerful shit, man. But yeah, that's what's going on, man. We must go into Iran and 100%, remove their ability to build a nuclear bomb. I really believe it's all a big BS story, man. That's my opinion. I really don't think Iran's trying to build a nuclear bomb. It's me, man. I don't even think fucking nuclear bombs are real. They firebombed Nagasaki and Hiroshima. That wasn't a nuclear bomb that hit those Japanese cities, but whatever. I digress. I probably shouldn't say that here. I'll get my channel ripped down for saying that I don't believe in the nuclear bomb story. You got to believe in that, man. It's the biggest story of all. You could get in trouble for not believing in their bullshit. Yeah, that's what's going on, man. But yeah, recently I was talking about, how people talk these days, man. How I find it very fucking annoying. I'm not gonna lie. That's one of the things that they say all the time, right? I'm not gonna lie. People say that so much, it's to the point where I'm like sick of hearing it. I'm not gonna lie, man. Well, then don't fucking say nothing. But yeah, you think about it, how the way people talk today evolved, it's like, it's pretty much since the birth of the internet, it's changed everything, right? If you look like the year 2000, it was still pretty much, people were pretty much normal compared to what they are now. But yeah, we've seen, a lot of things changed right around the turn of the century, right? Of course, that thing on September happened. Here comes the storm. And of course, that was a big, change in our society right there. Of course. And then after that, just all kinds of shit just kept happening, right? Basically, that's when those first 10 years after that was when a lot of people started using the internet. Probably in that 10-year period, the use of the internet went up by 1,000%, like from like kind of a relatively small, percentage of the population was using the internet in the year 2000. By the year 2010, probably the majority of the population, probably getting up to like 80% of the population was using the internet by 2010, right? So things changed a lot in those 10 years. It's all designed, it was all planned out years in advance. But yeah, in that period of time, right, between 2000 and 2010 was when the smartphone came out, right? So it's just it was all planned out. They would launch the internet and the smartphone right around that time. And then we see like what's happened in the last 20 years, right? Basically, we've seen the world change so much in the way people talk, the way people communicate with each other. Oh yeah, here we go, man. We're getting another really nice cloud burst. Yeehaw. We need this rain bad. But yeah, it was like the first iPhone came out in the year 2007, I think. So just about 20 years ago. At first, not a lot of people had it, right? I think I would say by like 2010, 2011, 2010 is when the majority of people started having smartphones. That's when I really noticed a change in the world. Like after 2010, around there, when the majority of the population all had smartphones, that's when things really got fucking weird. People started talking like texts. The texting that went on even before the smartphone. People were texting more than they, I was seeing this one girl back there, and she would always just text me. She would never. I was like the first person that I, hung out with that we never really talked to each other on the phone. We just texted. I didn't really bother me. It's kind of convenient, I guess. I'll see you, meet you at this place at this time, instead of just sitting there talking, on the phone. So I never really talking to people on the phone, it should just be about, meeting up in person or whatever, or, it's just basically plans, But yeah, that was how it all started, right? The texting, and then it kind of changed people's vocabularies into what we see today, which is really bizarre. I don't know. It's just the world has changed so much, man, since the year 2000, really. Before that, it was still pretty much the same almost. You know, we had television, we had the phone. A few people had cell phones before the year 2000. It started catching on towards like the end of the 90s. More and more people started getting cell phones because they became more affordable and easier to use, you know, because like back in the early 90s, it was real expensive to use a cell phone. They would charge you roaming fees and all this shit. But then, you know, right around after the year 2000, it became more affordable, I think. And then now it's just the standard, right? Very few people have a landline today. And if you tell someone you don't have a cell phone, man, they look at you like you're fucking insane. How the fuck do you live without a cell phone, man? Well, it ain't easy, man. I'll tell you, it'd be a lot easier to get a cell phone. I'll tell you that. It's just another way that they track you, and I don't know. They made it indispensable to live in this world without one, pretty much. Most employers want you to have one. There's no pay phones anymore. You know, so if you get stuck somewhere out there, you know, you can't really call somebody unless you can find some place and ask them to let you use their phone or something, or ask a person, can I borrow your phone so I can call for help or whatever? Because that's one of the things that scares me about not having a cell phone is I get stuck somewhere out there in the world and I can't call for help. You know. Yo, Jorgensen, what's up? It's having a little thunderstorm here. Talking about how the world got to how fucked up it is today. How the fuck did we get here? That's kind of like what I'm talking about tonight. All this shit that's happened in the last 26 years, basically. It's in the 21st century. Almost 27 years, right? Man. 1999, the Columbine shooting happened. That was a big part of our culture. And then, you know, 2 years later, the first year of the 21st century, that thing in September happened. Kind of just like how the whole thing has been planned out to where it is today. And it's been planned for a long fucking time. You know, I think that's why I say a lot that I think there's got to be some kind of immortals or people that live a long fucking time, or not people, or some kind of beings that really rule the world, control the world, and they've been around for hundreds of thousands of years. And they're the ones that control everything. That's one of the beliefs I have. It sounds crazy, I know, but it would explain how they have these long-term agendas. Like the whole United States seems like the whole 250-year history is part of this whole agenda, and now it's winding down. It's at the end stages of the experiment known as the United States of America. It's coming to an end, folks. It's been a fun ride for my lifetime, but yeah, I think the ride is coming to an end, as we can fucking see. As you look at the price of everything just keeps going up. Yeah, they're ending our way of life for sure, because it's not stopping, man. The cost of living expense rise is just keeps going and keeps going, and it's not going to stop anytime soon, man. So you think it's bad now, just wait. By next year, oh my God, I'm going to see a lot of people just aren't making it, man. That's the plan. That's got to be the plan. You know, what else could you say explains what's going on? Besides, they want us to fuck out of here. They want to get the population down to 500 million, and they're doing it to the end game now. That is Agenda 2030 is no joke, man. It's a fact. You will own nothing and you will be happy. That's what's going on, man. They don't want you to own anything anymore, man. They're making it impossible for people to buy a house, possible for people to buy a car. So yeah, I say the next few years should be real fucking interesting. If we can survive that long, we'll just keep surviving as long as we can, man. But I'm just telling it like I see it, man. A lot of people, you shouldn't talk about that kind of shit on the internet, but it's all that I can see, man. It's the facts. I wish it wasn't that way. I really do. That's why my channel is shit. Well, yeah, it looks like it's not as bad of a rain as we got yesterday, but shit, we'll take it. You never know, man. It could get really intense real quick. Where it's hailing and lightning and wind blowing like 90. But yeah. It's kind of an interesting story how the world got to this place that we are today with runaway inflation. Just the cost of living is just becoming unaffordable for most people. In this nonstop war in the Middle East, right? From one fucking war to another. Boom! Nice thunder. I don't know if you can hear that on the microphone. Dog is stressing out, man. You can hear him. His heart rate's gone up. Dogs don't like thunderstorms, man. How the hell did we get into this mess? It's been planned out, man. That's what I'm saying. The whole history of the United States was all a big plan. It's all a big bullshit story, man. That's the fact right there. It's all a big fucking bullshit story that they told us. They made us memorize it in school. If you went to school in the United States, you were forced to memorize a bullshit story called history. About Benjamin Franklin and George Washington, fucking Thomas Jefferson and Abraham Lincoln. It's like, it always occurred to me when I was a kid in school, like, that's interesting when I think about what I learned in history when I was studying history in school. And all they studied was war after war after war after war. So all they talked about was war, 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 war. And it seemed like anything else happened in history except for fucking wars. That's all they taught us in school. What were they teaching kids? Prepare to go to war, motherfucker. Here we are. I got a nephew that's in the Army right now. Wouldn't want to be in his shoes or his combat boots. I don't know what possessed him to join the military, but nothing I could say to him that would stop him from. Maybe just because he's thinking it's a way to get ahead in life, which is why most people join the military. It's a way to get some loans, go get some free education, I guess, if you want to call it that. Because you got to have some education in this world if you want to have any kind of a future. Even though a lot of people with really good educations can't find any kind of job. Oh, I know. So negative. It's hard to be not negative the way the world is right now. I'm not going to lie. See, there I go again. Talking about like these young kids nowadays. I'm not going to lie. I don't understand why they get all stuck in using the same terminology. There used to be a time in this world where there was different cultures around the United States. Everybody had their own. Every part of the country was different. It had its own flavor and its own food and its own accent, and that's disappeared now, man. Everybody talks the same. Everybody fucking, all the unique things about each, separate culture of the country has all disappeared, man. Because everybody's tuned into the fucking internet all the time. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to me how the internet has taken over everything and can change the world, and not for the fucking better. Between the cell phone and the internet, it's turned people's mind into fucking peanut butter. The way I see it, man. It really annoys me, man. The modern world, I just can't accept it. So, I'm just fed up with going out in public and everybody's just staring at their phones, man. It boggles my mind, man. It's like some kind of episode of the Twilight Zone, really. To me, that's what the world has become, man. I feel like I'm living in an episode of the Twilight Zone, and I'm the only one who's not part of the collective. The Borg Collective. No, that's a Star Trek movie. But it is kind of like that, man. Everybody's part of the Borg Collective. They all communicate through text messages on their devices. And they just, whenever they get bored, they just doom scroll. I do some of that, on my computer, on my iPad, but I don't have connection to it, everywhere I go. That's why I like not having a cell phone. Davey boy in the house, how you doing? Holding down the fort, man. Solo tonight. Having a little thunderstorm here, which is very, very much needed, man. It's moisture, man. This is the second evening in a row where we've gotten a thunderstorm like this. Yesterday was a lot more intense, and it was coming down, man, like a freaking monsoon. That's what it is. It's the monsoon coming back. Thank God. We're supposed to get rain like for the next week, at least every day, a little bit at least. The flockers going up everywhere. You heard about the new one? There's they're coming out with a new one. It's a streetlight camera. Basically, it's made by Axiom or whatever, or something like that. But yeah, they don't have. It's easy. It's a lot easier and faster for them to install these things because they hook them onto existing streetlight poles, so they don't have to put a pole into the ground just for the camera fucking thing. Drone flocks too, yeah, and it's just insane. This system that they've come up with. That's why they got to build all these data centers, man. They got to store all this freaking data, man. It's insane. Supposedly, they only keep your data for 30 days, just in case they need it to solve a crime. It's all about safety, right? That's what they call it. That's why the company's called Flock Safety. They have to use that term, safety. Everybody thinks, oh, it's for the safety of the world. They're just doing it to catch criminals. And they'll sit there and tell you incidents where they saved kidnapped kids because of the Flock camera system. It made him able to save a child from a guy who was intending to rape and kill it. This is the stuff they're putting out there to justify these cameras. They even said, yeah, they found him at his house. They took him back to where he was taking the kid, and like they found like all kinds of paraphernalia to rape the kid and murder it and bury it. I mean, I ain't buying it, man. I touched my mouse and then I disappeared. They're just making those stories up again. to make people, because the average American is going to say, yeah, this is a good thing. It saved a child from getting raped and killed. So that's the stories they're putting out there, shit like that. To make people, accept the shit and also, even say it's good, when it's really just taking all your rights away. It's destroying your Fourth Amendment. That's what it's doing without a warrant. It's bullshit. It totally goes against the Constitution. And people that talk about it, they're calling you They're calling you terrorist if you talk bad about it. Yeah, this is the world we live in. If you don't like flock cameras, you're a terrorist. And you'll put. I'm sure just by me making this video, and they're gonna all know. They already know how I feel about it, but. Luckily, the nearest flock safety camera is at least 20 miles from here. It's only a matter of time where they put them all up and down this highway. I guarantee you that. So yeah, they want to put on these ones on street poles, like street lights. They're made by that same, I think it's called Axiom or something like that. It's the same people that make police body cameras. So that they have a whole infrastructure. Because like the police body cameras are basically like a cell phone. It sends the data and it's all collected into data centers, right? Boom! Another thunder. And so that's the technology. They've been working on it for a long time. Long time. But yeah, it's not good, man. Hey, Tough Puff, how you doing? Eek, lightning and thunder. Yes. Thank God we get a little moisture. Looks like the rain has let up here a little bit, but yeah. Yesterday was a hell of a storm. And that's funny because I've been looking at looking at the forecast, and yesterday was the one day when there was no rain in the forecast, and it was the one day that we got fucking deluged. We got like at least a couple weeks worth of rain in one storm yesterday. Yeah. Yep, July's almost over with, man. Fuck. Another month coming up. I know you got to pay a whole new set of bills for next month. Congratulations. Another month, another set of bills. It never ends. It's enough to drive a person fucking mad. And the bills just keep getting bigger. Oh, it's exhausting, isn't it? Having to pay your bills every fucking month. Damn. I could have fucking had some fun with this money. But no. I got to pay to live in this world. What a shit deal, huh? There must have been a time when humans didn't have to pay to live, man. It would look like, you people are stupid. You got to pay money to live? God damn. How the hell did you let them fucking put you into that? There's like these one videos I watch sometimes about these aliens talking about how stupid humans are. And they're like, yeah, man, humans have to pay to live on a planet that they evolved on. They're the only species on the whole fucking planet that has to pay to live there. No. Oh, humans are so stupid. I mean, I can see, a time when you could just live off the land, man. I always wondered that since I was a kid. How come we can't just live off the fucking land? How come we can't just go somewhere and make ourselves a home? Just live there and not have to pay taxes, not have to pay rent or anything. Because the planet's just not big enough. There's not enough space. Someone's got to pay. If no one pays, how could we live this fabulous lifestyle that we have with these wonderful roads and that are crumbling apart in this country? Yeah. Ooh, but it's fucking, it feels like kind of like we're living in the tropics right now, man. It's kind of warm and humid and raining. Getting some tropical weather here. Yeah, fuck yeah. Just making stories up. Hey, Laverne in the house. What's happening? Nice to see you. Oh, I'm just sitting here wondering how we got into this fucking mess that we're living in today. That was kind of like what I wanted to talk about tonight, man. How stupid the world is today and how the hell we got here. That's why they put that movie out, Idiocracy, in 2005, right? It was the perfect time for that movie to come out. Because, God, it was just like right in the middle of the the early 2000s, right? When everything was changing fast. More and more people were adopting the internet, right? Yeah. Great movie, yeah. And yeah, it was like, but life was still kind of normal back in 2005, compared to what it is now. Not everybody had a cell phone in 2005. Not everybody was using the internet in 2005. So yeah, that was a big time of change, I think. People still had home phone lines, there was like more and more people were adopting the cell phone into the, by 2010, I would say 80% of the population had a cell phone or a smartphone. We are not far from that. No, I think the world we live in today is even dumber than Idiocracy. I don't know what it's like in Europe, but over here, man, fuck. People are dumb. Once these flocks are over and the data center built, it's over for us. It's now or never for if people are ever going to fight back against this shit. That's why they call it Agenda 2030, man. We got 3 years before it's over. It's pretty much already over. But, their AI isn't working as well as they planned for it. A lot of it works pretty good, though, man. The war machine is pretty fucking deadly, man. It'll be hard to fight back against this automated army that they have with robots and drones. They got that technology pretty fucking dialed in, where these things are just like one robot dog could take out thousands of people. It's same shit over in Europe. Yeah. Shit everywhere on this planet. Yeah. Things aren't good, man. We're not happy when we go to the grocery store every fucking week. I go to the grocery store whenever I need some food. I don't go like any set time, but I go to Walmart like once every 2.5 months, or every month and a half. I go to Walmart every 6 weeks to buy shit, to stock up, and save a lot of money compared to the local grocery store. But it's still, even Walmart is getting ridiculous. But it's still worth going. Much as I fucking hate Walmart, I really hate that place, man. I got to save money somehow. Otherwise, I'll starve to death. Sucks. And they track everything you do, man. It's insane. And now they're coming out with these AI shopping carts. Have you seen this? Where you go into the store and they got these new shopping carts, and it's got like an iPad in the front, and like it's like a screen that you look at, and every time you put something in the cart, it pops up on the screen. And if you take it out, it goes off the screen. But it basically keeps track of all your shopping while you're shopping. And it's got a scale on it. So if you put some food in there, it can weigh it. It's bizarro, man. It's freaky. And then when you're done paying, you just swipe your card right on it, and then put your groceries in a bag and go. So it's taking out all the fucking workers in the place. Basically, is the idea. Just stealing jobs from people. They won't need no more cashiers, checkouts, and any new shopping, any new grocery stores that they build today will have that, and that'll be it. You will only have that electronic shopping cart, AI shopping cart. There will be no cashiers. There will be no people at the self checkout watching you check out. No. It'll be impossible to shoplift. I would never shoplift, but I'm just saying. Would they be the last fucking thing you would want to do now? Nowadays, they let people get away with shoplifting, like a little bit here and there. They'll let them get away with it until they hit a certain point. They'll think it's a horrible thing they're doing. If you have Aldi, that's the place to shop and save. Yeah, you said that. I think you heard you say that before. But we don't have Aldi here, so it's not an option. But I heard Aldi's pretty good. But they're even getting worse, like everything else. Everything's getting worse. Only robots with Ani voice. Yeah, oh, you want some asparagus? That will be $18. That would be hilarious if all the shopping carts had an Arnie voice, and every time you put something in there, ice cream sandwiches, $27. And then it laughs at you. I don't think I ever seen Arnie laugh in a fucking movie though, huh? I'm sure he did. Oh, Arnie. I heard he's not doing well, man. Heard he's got bad health issues, man. He has to spend a lot of money to stay alive, but he's got the money to spend, right? I think Arnie's a billionaire, fuck's sakes. Yeah, he was the governor of California. He made a lot of sweet deals. Arnie was the governor of California. Fuck yeah. Oh, there's some more lightning. Boom. Oh, yeah. That shook the house. You could see the flash. That would be so funny, though. Robots with Arnie voice. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, yeah. You want some what? Onion? Onion and tomatoes? You're going to pay for that dearly. They use acting to practice for being a politician. Yes. It's like, Trump was on TV for like decades, wasn't he? Before he got into selected to be the president. It's all such a bunch of BS, man. And Biden, man, I don't know what his deal was, man. It's just a show, man. It's just such a shit show. And of all the people in the United States, these are the turds that we picked to be our president, our leader. Come on. Get beer to the bucket. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's where it's headed, man. AI shopping carts, man. That's the world we're at. And people like it. Look it up on YouTube. There's videos. Yeah. A lot of people like it. Oh, this is great, man. You know, you just put something in there and it tells you what it is. It pops up on the screen. It's got like a laser inside the shopping cart. Beep. When you put it in there, it scans it. And if you pull it out, it unscans it. Like, yeah. And it's also it's like a scale too. So it keeps track of how much weight is in the shopping cart, basically. If you put something in there, you know, it adds that weight to it. So if they're selling something by the pound, you know exactly how much it weighs. Fucking scary, frightening. Yeah. So anything they can do to just take away a job from a person, right? And who's going to buy the groceries when nobody has a job? I don't think they care, man. That's the agenda, man. Take away everybody's job. Take away. You will own nothing and you will be happy. I mean, that's what we're seeing, man. What else can you say? What other conclusion can you come to? Except that they want to get the population down to 500 million. That's what it said on the Georgia Guidestones. Maintain the human population at 500 million. So I think the population has gone down a lot already, but they just keep lying to us about it. Keep telling us that, oh, the populations I don't believe it. The numbers they give us in the population, I don't believe it's true, man. There's not 8.5 billion people on the planet in a way. Probably half that, maybe. Then I've seen some people talking about it. They've done the math, and it doesn't add up to 8.5 billion people. But, you know, you just got to wonder, why would they lie, you know? Because they want to make the problem always seem worse than it really is. That's why. That's why they lie about everything. They exaggerate every fucking thing to make things seem a lot worse than they really are. And to make things that are really bad seem not as bad as they really are. So they play both sides of the coin, right? There's like that one, I think he was a CIA guy. He said, you know, when everything the American people believe is false, then we'll know we've done our job. Not for India, though. Yeah, they're probably lying about how many people are in India for sure. There's probably a lot more than they say, right? What is it? 1 billion? 1 billion people? It's crazy. People can't even fathom how much 1 billion is. Your mind can't even really picture it. Anybody. It's just it's incomprehensible to the human mind, let alone a trillion, let alone the national debt at like 30 something trillion. It's insane, man. Yeah. They want to build all these new data centers in there, and like they're running out of money, man. People are pulling their money out of the fucking. People are pulling their investments out, and fucking the whole thing is crashing. They're like they said, the AI bubble is about to burst, right? But they'll force the taxpayer to bail it out because it's too big to fail, right? We cannot allow China to beat us to the ultimate AI. So therefore, we must, no matter what it takes, we must continue to spend trillions and trillions of dollars on it because we can't afford to let China beat us. It's like the new space race. It's insane. It's like we can't end this war in Iran because we must not allow them to build a nuclear weapon. The world is fucking mad. It just don't make no sense. We must beat China to the general artificial intelligence. Whoever wins that race will have ultimate power. I mean, it's bizarre, man. It really is. What AI does, man. Fuck. The cost of it, man. It's taking all our money, taking all our water, just fucking polluting everything, creating noise, light pollution. Just fuck the people that live around here, man. We got to beat China to the ultimate AI. No, man. It's insane what's happening. And only one thing makes sense. You know what I think about it? Trump says he can't fight it. His brain dead fans will probably stop fighting it. What's that? The struggle to create the ultimate super intelligence, they call it. It basically seems like they're trying to build a god. You people are trying to build an electronic god. It's like an episode of The Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone, man. I love that show. That was my favorite show, man. One of my favorites, definitely. I spent a lot of time ditching school, sitting home watching the fucking Twilight Zone. Oh, man, those were good shit. But yeah, it fucking talked about shit like this, though, you know, kind of technology overcoming humanity, shit like that, robots taking over a world that was been destroyed, post-apocalyptic, nuclear disaster. That Rod Serling, man, he went deep. Brain dead fans will probably stop fighting it. AI, is that what you're saying? The need to be the first one to super intelligence so that we can destroy China and Iran. We'll build machines that will go over to Iran and dig out their nuclear facilities and destroy it once and for all. Dun, dun, dun. That's what they're saying, man. We have to go in there and physically destroy their nuclear facilities. And it's not easy to do, I guess. You know, it's a lot easier said than done. They're dug in like a bunch of fucking fire ants, ready to defend their nest to the vast, man, you know. Are Americans really ready to go over there and can give up their lives for that situation. Maybe if you give them enough money. You see, most of Americans' warfare is fought with machines. We do very, very little hand-to-hand combat. It's mostly drone strikes and airstrikes. And last week, man, like 3 fucking fighter jets flew right over, man. That's crazy when them things fly over. It's so loud. I'm like, fuck you. Yeah, Trump did a speech yesterday saying you can't fight AI. We need it. He said 90% are against AI and fly. Yeah, but we need it, and we need the data centers. This is the new tactics of the world, man. We need information. We want information. Information. Who are you? The new number 2. Who is number 1? You are number 6. I am not a number. I am a free man. Woo! Yes, 90% are against it. But they can't stop it, man. It's crazy. Nobody wants to do anything about it. It's too dangerous. And you got to give up your fucking life. The prisoner, Laverna got it. That was actually a TV show called The Prisoner. That's where they got that from. That's what I heard anyway. Yes. If you were going to rate The Prisoner on the Number of the Beast album, what number would it be? Out of 9 songs, where would you put The Prisoner? I was just watching a video about that, ranking the Number of the Beast. But it put Hallowed Be Thy Name as number 2. I don't think so. Some people think Hallowed Be Thy Name is Iron Maiden's greatest song of all time. You can't really say there's a greatest Iron Maiden. It's all a matter of taste, right? You might be your favorite, but there is no greatest. I think, yeah, lately, I think I've really come to like that song a lot. Love the bass line. Oh, The Prisoner? Yes. But no. I love all the bass lines. I don't think there's one Maiden song that I don't love the bass line. There's just no bass line like it in anywhere else. You can't hear a bass like that. It doesn't exist anywhere else. Yeah. My favorite bass player ever, for sure. Long live Captain Harris. Captain Harris. That's what they call him, Captain Harris. Because he's the Captain of Maiden. That's how they talk. I guarantee they'll come out with one more album. That'll be it, though, I think. It's interesting. Megadeth put out their last album. I don't know what you think about them, but or Dave Mustaine and Megadeth. I kind of like their Megadeth's final album. Pretty good. In my humble opinion, as a lifelong Megadeth fan, pretty much just what we had, it's what I grew up with, man. We had Megadeth, we had Metallica, we had Iron Maiden, we had Anthrax. Those were the bands I liked. Man, I liked a lot of shit when I was a kid. But Van Halen was definitely one of my favorites. But it's a whole different genre, right? Harris is not just a bass player; he is fucking genius. Yeah, he's the brain of he's like the brain inside of Eddie's head. When Eddie thinks, Steve Harris is up there playing his bass and singing. Yeah, what the amazing what that guy did. I was a fan since I first heard it. First time I heard Maiden when I was a kid, I was like, man, that is fucking amazing. I can't even remember. I think the first song I ever heard, Run to the Hills. It was on like MTV or something when I was a kid. I mean, I liked it, but I didn't really know how great this band would become, or how much it would become a part of my life at that point. But it was a great video, man. Run to the Hills. Such a good video. It's like it shows like Indians riding bicycles and like settlers driving old cars. It was like the Old West, but with like modern technology. Not modern technology, but technology from like the early 1900s. Where they were like, I was like, something weird about this video. Yeah, it's the Old West, but they're driving cars and riding bicycles instead of riding on horses. Go look at it if you get a chance. The Iron Maiden Run to the Hills video, man, it's fucking hilarious. But yeah, if I had to rank the songs on Number of the Beast, I don't know. They're all just like one really good long song. But yeah, sure. My opinion, it's Hallowed Be Thy Name. They're all great. I remember seeing them live and they played Hallowed Be Thy Name. Man, it was like made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Sounded so amazing. Live, it was just, man, so powerful. But yeah, fuck yeah. Looks like the storm. This is like the storm we had last night. It stopped for a while. Yes, early Maiden was like rock and roll mixed with British punk. But I loved it, man. It was the sound of my childhood, of my youth. It was like in my prime when I first started listening to that. After I heard, Number of the Beast, and then another friend of mine, and then I went out and I bought Peace of Mind. Listened to that, and I was like blown away. And then I met this other dude later on, like a couple years later, maybe around 1984 or something. And I never really listened to their older shit at that point. And he turned me on to their older music. The first two albums, which was, it's like, have you ever heard these albums? It's like, holy shit. And I was fucking blown away. Because I was mentally ready for it at that time. So someone might listen to those albums like, damn, but I was ready for it. And I was like, holy shit. I first heard the first Iron Maiden album and then Killers. I was like, holy man, these guys are deep. But I love that sound, man. I love that because I kind of like punk rock when I was a kid too. It was cool back in the early 80s and shit. Because, we were coming out of the fucking 70s, you know, the fucking 70s. You know what the 70s were like, fucking hippies and shit. But no, that wasn't what it was. There was a lot of good. The 70s was probably the greatest music of all time. But a lot of great bands came out of the 70s. Maiden, Van Halen, of course, Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, you know, the usual suspects. But I liked all that kind of shit, man. From Van Halen to Black Sabbath, you know, Led Zeppelin. AC/DC was one of my fucking favorites, man. I loved AC/DC was my favorite back then. It was they were the coolest fucking band in the world before I kind of got into Maiden later on. But like in the late 70s into the like 1980s, early 80s, man, I loved AC/DC so much. Still do. I think AC/DC is playing here next week. I think, believe that, they're still fucking touring. Angus can hardly stand up, but he still fucking goes out there and does it. If I wasn't so damn poor, I'd go see it. Fuck yeah. So if you said, what was your favorite bass line from Steve Harris? I'm going to say Rothschild from Killers. Because like that early Maiden was so fast. Yeah. It was like a lot of punk elements to it for sure. It was like, man, yeah, because like there's so many great Maiden bass lines. Like the Rime of the Ancient Mariner, it's like 4 different bass lines or whatever. The interlude. That's pretty nice. I've seen somebody playing Rime, like a video on YouTube with these guys playing Rime of the Ancient Mariner on bass. Man, it's really cool. It's interesting. Harris came up with that shit. Yeah. Not a lot of bass players can play like that, man. Very few. Most of them, they can't play that 2-finger way that Harris does. It's like a horse trot that he does a lot. A lot of bass players can't do that, man. It takes a lot of practice. Somewhere in Time, a lot of people say that. Interesting. A lot of people say a lot of shit, man. I like Somewhere in Time. It might technically be their best album. It's not my favorite. I love it a lot, but it's not my favorite. It's good and I like it. I like all those songs. But, some people say Seventh Son of a Seventh Son is the greatest album. But I don't think most Maiden fans would say Number of the Beast. One of the greatest metal albums of all time, period. Of any band. A lot of people would say Number of the Beast is the greatest metal album of all time. So it's all a matter of opinion, right? A lot of people say. Look, yeah. Like I said before, I could talk about Maiden all day long. Damn, Laverna showed up, this place turns into Iron Maiden talk. With iconic, artwork. All those albums have iconic artwork. When what's his name was still doing it, Derek Riggs, Dr. Death, whatever they called him. He's a weird guy. I've seen some interviews with him. It's Derek Riggs, I think is his name. But he's an interesting guy. They quit using him at some point. He did like their first, at least up until the 90s, I think. He did all their artwork until maybe when Blaze Bayley joined the band after Dickinson quit. And then since then, I guess they've used several different artists to do their artwork. But if you look at like the Senjutsu, man, I love the artwork on Senjutsu. And it looks a lot like the Killers Eddie. In a lot of ways, it reminds me of the Eddie from Killers. But I guess on the Senjutsu album, I guess Steve Harris got together with some artist over like a weekend, and they came up with it. To me, it comes out looking, if you really look at the face, a lot like the Killers Eddie. Yeah. It's fun talking to a Maiden fan. There's not many of them around. A lot of people are like, yeah, hey, man, whatever, Iron Maiden. But no, you could talk to a lot of people on the internet about anything. Yeah, I think Iron Maiden is one of those bands that people will be listening to hundreds of years in the future if the world's still here. Yeah. Like people still listen to Mozart and all that today from hundreds of years ago. They'll still be listening to certain bands, and Maiden's one of them. And still blown away. Kids will listen to it 100 years from now, like, wow, that's fucking killer. It's just, it's timeless, man. Like if you look on YouTube, there's a lot of videos of people discovering Maiden for the first time, and they're just like, fuck, blown away. Young people nowadays are just like, this man, they love Maiden. It's timeless. The Book of Souls jacket with Bald Eddie. Oh, nice. Bald Eddie is pretty cool. Not their best album, but it has some great songs. Yeah. Haven't listened to it a whole lot, man, but yeah, it's good. What I have heard. It's a Maiden album for sure. You can tell they put so much work into every album. Steve Harris don't take it putting out an album lightly. We got to he puts a lot of work. He's working on the next album. He puts years and years of work into each one. AC/DC still sounds good too. Yeah, their last album was pretty good. I like it. It's not bad for the guys in their 70s. That's awesome. I take my hats off to fucking Angus Young, man. He gets up there and does his best, man. You don't have the energy that he used to have, That motherfucker, man. I seen him. Well, I didn't see him live, but I saw a concert on TV in 1980. Man, it blew my fucking mind, man. Watching that motherfucker The way he just so much fucking energy. You know, it was so fun to watch that guy when you're like a 12-year-old kid, like, holy shit, this is the coolest motherfucker that ever lived. He's just running around like, oh my God, he was like a dynamo, man, like in a small package, you know. It was just, they were my favorite band back then, for sure. Yeah, for AC/DC to be my favorite band back then, that was not an easy thing to do. You know, I like bands like Van Halen, Led Zeppelin, you know, Black Sabbath, Cheap Trick, all these bands, but AC/DC was my fucking favorite. They were at that point in my life, yeah. They just had this sound that was like different than everybody else. It was so cool. And then they had Angus Young fucking put on that show, and that then once you seen them play live, you're like, oh, but just their sound. You didn't have to see them play live. You could just, their sound alone was just infectious, you know. They just had the very unique sound. That's all these bands that I'm mentioning had their own unique sound, right? AC/DC was more unique than all of them, I think. Well, fuck yeah, I just want to talk about the old days of music in this fucking nightmare modern world that we live in today. It's good to go back to a simpler time when fucking life was great. Good times, man. Well, fuck yeah. Well, yeah. Anyways, fuck yeah. So what's your favorite Maiden album, Laverna? That's a hard question to ask, huh? It changes all the time for me. I think all of Maiden's albums are my favorite Maiden album. What's your worst favorite album? I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of them enough. There's so many. 17 Maiden albums, plus some live albums, but like 17 studio albums that they put out. That's a lot of fucking, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of songs. You know, it's hard to keep, you know, there was like quite a few years where I didn't really pay attention to Maiden at all. I would listen to their old shit. I had no idea, you know, what they were doing for a long time. Kind of like drifted out of that shit for a while then. Laverna said Dance of Death. Oh, that's good. Love the artwork on that one too. Ed, you like living like a fucking billionaire party man. See, I can't even think of the songs on that album, but I've heard it. Worst is probably Book of Souls. Yeah, I don't know, man. The ones that I've listened to, shit, it's hard to pick a worst. But I still think, you know, honestly, Number of the Beast is the best. Pick the worst. Which one would I think is that I listened to that I think is the worst Maiden album? It's hard to say, man, because I like them all, man. Pick a worst. Book of Souls, possibly. I don't know. I got to do some more listening to Maiden. From now on, whenever I'm listening to music, I'm going to listen to all of Maiden's albums again, enough to understand each one. What was the one where they were out in space with like the Eddie monster that looked like some giant fucking Godzilla creature? What was that one called? Can't remember. That was kind of interesting. That had like dead astronauts. Oh, that wasn't a bad album, but I can't think of the name of it. The Final Frontier, yeah, that's it. Yeah, they've done a lot of fucking albums. They've done a lot of work. But I can't wait for the next one. But fuck yeah, on that note, man, thank you for hanging out, Laverna. And everybody that stopped by tonight, man. I love you guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And to those of you watching in the future, go fuck yourselves. I'm just kidding. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Love you.